Up this morning on this beautiful Saturday morning, fun and energetic. So welcome everyone to the grand opening of the celebration for the new Market Parkade, which you can see behind me. I'm Keely Dedman, Deputy Chief Administrative Officer for Infrastructure Development and Enterprise Services with the City of Guelph. On behalf of City staff and the downtown business community, thank you for joining us here today. It's a very exciting occasion, and we have a lot to celebrate. You're going to hear about that in a few minutes. Before we head over to the Parkade today for the official ribbon cutting, I'd like to invite some special guests to share a few words about the new Parkade and the revitalized downtown core and what that means for our beautiful city. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming Mayor Cam Guthrie.
Give it up for that band. Yeah. Oh, that was amazing. I think we should start every council meeting like that. That was great. Speaking of council, I did see a few councilors here. Obviously, I'm here on behalf of all of them, but I do want to recognize, Councillor O'Rourke, Councillor Downer. I saw Councillor Hoffland, Councillor Alt as well. And I just want to make sure, Councillor Goller, I'm sorry, and they're all here. That's great. So before we continue anything further, though, I'd like to do our territorial acknowledgement before we continue with the program today. So as we gather, we are reminded that Guelph is situated on treaty land that is steeped in rich Indigenous history and is home to many First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people today. As a city, we have a responsibility for the stewardship of the land in which we both live and work. Today, we acknowledge the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation of the Anishinaabe peoples on whose traditional territory we are meeting. So I am thrilled to be joining you for this grand opening of the Market Parkade. Now, along with the Parkade, we are also celebrating the opening of the Norfolk Street Pedestrian Bridge and the installation of the new public art along Wilson Street, plus basically the reopening of Wilson Street. No one could be happier than me that this day's arrived. Well, except for Marty and the Downtown Guelph Business Association, maybe. I know they're very happy too. This is the first new public parkade that Guelph has built in 30 years. Now think about that. The last time we built a parkade was when like Milli Vanilli was on the radio and Miami Vice was topping the TV. So today we're celebrating 496 new parking spaces in our downtown. So that means it's a lot easier, it's way more convenient for parking when you come downtown to visit our amazing shops and restaurants. It means no more circling and circling and circling in our downtown core, keeping your fingers crossed, trying to find a spot. And my hope is that we are able to draw more people to our downtown core. Many people may have been hesitant to try to come down here in recent years just because they were concerned with trying to find parking. And we want those people to come back. This is a chance to discover or rediscover all of the fantastic, unique shops and restaurants that we have in our downtown core. I am very proud that the Market Parkade is a great piece of infrastructure, and I'm even more proud that it is an economic development tool that is supporting a thriving downtown. This project was delivered on budget. Please clap for that. That's a good thing. And there are many people, though, to thank for that. City staff, our construction partners, the Newton Group, Walter Feedy, James Freddy Architect Inc., and the Drexler Construction Company. I also really do want to thank the downtown Guelph businesses and the community partners for their support and their patience throughout this project. Thank you very much for everyone for being here today to celebrate with us. And it's now my pleasure to introduce someone that had a significant oversight over this whole project, and it is our Chief Administrative Officer, Scott Stewart. Thanks, Scott.
Well, good morning, everybody, and thanks very much, Mr. Mayor. As you all can realize, the Market Parkade is not just a building It's an award-winning project for our staff, and it's a building that reflects our community's needs and values. The community needed more parking in the downtown, as the mayor mentioned, and this Parkade adds 496 parking spaces to the downtown. That will provide residents and visitors space to leave their vehicles and explore the businesses, restaurants, entertainment venues in the area, in and around all of the downtown. And of course, you can do that by car, but there's an exciting part in there for our bicycles as well. So we're very excited about that. We've included a secure bike parking for 40 bikes, and you'll see on the street counterflow bike lanes, which are a first for Guelph, and will encourage and support people wanting to cycle into downtown. And we know the community and the city values the protection of the environment. We heard that through the development of Guelph's community plan and, of course, the city's strategic plan. So we built the Parkade with sustainability in mind. This building includes solar panels on the roof. It includes electric vehicle charging for anybody that comes in with the right sort of vehicles as we think about the vehicles of tomorrow. It's an energy self-sufficient building and will produce an estimation of about 240,000 kilowatt hours of energy annually. And in fact, the City of Guelph was presented with the Innovation in Parking Operations and Program Award for Market Parkade at the Canadian Parking Association annually. So we're barely opening it this morning, and we've already received an award for brilliance. So that's just a great reflection of all the city staff that have worked on that. And of course, yes, thank you to the staff. And as the mayor mentioned, these things are important that they do come in on budget, but they come in on time as well. So that's an important step for us as well. And that takes a tremendous amount of collaboration and effort from across city departments, and as well as with our consultants and, of course, the downtown business and community groups. So I'd like to thank the staff, particularly staff across the infrastructure development and enterprise area, but staff behind the scenes as well. There's our finance staff that work on these things. There's our permanent staff. There's a number of staff that we don't always see out front on these things. So thank you very much to all the staff that worked on delivering this community need. There's a couple of individual staff members. Jeet Jowinger is here this morning. He was our project manager on that. So Jeet's up front. Jamie Zettel is hiding in the back. Jamie, if you would just wave. He's got the clipboard. He's been very busy this morning. And of course, our general manager, Auntie Velko, must be in the back. He's always hiding. There he is. Auntie has been our general manager on this file. So I'd like to echo the mayor's thoughts and comments around the construction, the consultants. Your efforts on this project were appreciated by the city, of course. And I don't think we can thank the Downtown Merchants and Businesses Association enough this morning just for their patience and, of course, the partnership that happens with these things. And that's what makes the Parkade possible. That's what makes celebrations possible, because you know what the end state can look like. So that's that forward-thinking look that this will be a little bit of pain, short-term pain, for an awful lot of gain. And talking a bit of fun this morning, we've got bouncy castles, which apparently I'm not allowed in, but I might find my way in there. But it's sponsored by Newton Group this morning. You've heard the musicians, but we'll have musicians all morning. We've got some free food from local vendors, so please take advantage of that. If you love face painting, you can get your face painted, and there's mascots and a dance performance. So folks, enjoy today's activities. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Scott, and thanks, Mayor Guthrie. If you walked up here from the farmers market this morning, you may have noticed that Wilson Street's looking a little bit more vibrant than it has in the past. And that's because we've just unveiled some gorgeous new artwork. To tell you a bit more about the artwork, I'd like to welcome Vernon Harrison from Guelph's Public Art Advisory Committee to say a few words.
Welcome. Find my notes here. Hello, everyone. As mentioned, my name is Vernon Harrison, and I am the current chair of the city's Public Art Advisory Committee. I'm also the gallery coordinator at the Art Gallery of Guelph. In addition to the Parkade opening, we are celebrating 5 new public art additions along Wilson Street. In December of 2017, the city launched the Wilson Street Public Art Project. The following year, in December of 2018, the city launched the Main Street Mural Project. Both projects have reached the final stages this month, with 4 new murals and a permanent sculpture piece installed and ready for viewing today. The commission for the Wilson Street Public Art Project was awarded to Robert Cram and Eldon Garnett of Toronto. They have created Sudden Garden, featuring 4 polished bronze deer, which are embedded with simple architectural shapes referencing Guelph landmarks. The deer represent a community living together in both the wilderness of the past and the present urban moment. The Main Street Mural Project features the work of some of Canada's top muralists. Over 200 submissions, the city's council-appointed 7-member Public Art Advisory Committee had their work cut out for them. The 4 finalists, whose work you'll be able to view today, include Pelvetica from Kitchener, Cheka Creative Incorporated from Calgary, Kenneth Lavalley from Winnipeg, and Emmanuel Chiaras from Toronto. The Main Street Mural Project is funded through the Government of Ontario's Main Street Revitalization Initiative. The fund invests in the revitalization of Main Street areas to support and grow local businesses by driving tourism and encouraging public investment in municipal and public infrastructure. We are thrilled with the outcome of these projects and welcome to explore the artwork using a self-guided tour map available in the racks inside City Hall. Thank you to the city for supporting these projects, to the Public Art Advisory Committee for their hard work reviewing and scoring submissions for both projects, and to the incredible artists, some of whom are with us here today, for sharing their talents with the people of Guelph. Thank you.
Thank you, Vern. This artwork reflects the vibrant spirit of our community, and we know that residents and visitors alike will enjoy it for years to come. Next, please join me in welcoming Marty Williams, Executive Director of the Downtown Guelph Business Association. The association has graciously sponsored a portion of today's live entertainment as well.
I get a soundtrack with my presentation. It's great. My job this morning is really easy. It's just to thank a whole bunch of people, starting with the mayor and council who had the wisdom and courage to build the garage that you see behind us today. The original plan for it was much more modest, and when they realized that they could get so much more with just a little bit more money, they took that step. It was a courageous step because building parking is not always the most popular thing, but thanks to council and to the mayor for their leadership on that. It's important. Thanks also to Scott Stewart. When he was the Deputy Chief Administrative Officer, he had a huge role in making this happen the way it happened, and we're glad to still have him here now as the CAO, and we're looking forward to working with him on a lot of other projects too. I noticed in the audience that our MP, Lloyd Longfield, is here. Lloyd had nothing to do with this garage. But he's going to have a lot to do with some other projects. So we just wanted to say congratulations on your election victory, Mr. Longfield, and we'll be knocking on your door real soon. Mike Schreiner is here, our MPP, and thanks to the provincial government for all their funding, help with some of the other projects on Wilson Street, etc. So thanks to them. Thanks to all the merchants, the business and property owners in the area and beyond for their patience and mostly their positive attitude around this. As Scott said, a little short-term pain for long-term gain. This is going to make a real difference in downtown Guelph, and we hope that they're going to see significant increases in customer traffic. I will tell you a story that just this week we learned that the old Mercury building is going to be filled up with a new office use. And the reason that got leased after being empty for so long was because of this parkade. They needed the parking. Even a site that has parking on it was insufficient for the number of people that were going there. So this parkade has already created an economic return on investment, and we're just opening it today. It's a little bit quirky, Guelphy. I don't know what it is to be at a celebration for the opening of a parking garage. I wondered if we Googled that, there'd be any others in the world, but we don't care. We don't care because this is Guelph and this is downtown Guelph, and you are all wonderful people for coming to this. Thank you to the staff who put on the celebration today, especially Jamie and Crystal, who did a fantastic job of organizing, to Jeremy Shute, who is a madman who plays trumpets in parking structures all over the world, who coordinated the musicians and brought the Junkatu group here today. And he's going to be playing later in the parking garage too, authorized or not. You can't keep a good man with a trumpet down. So thank you so much for coming, everybody. Thanks to everybody involved in this, to the Newton Group and the designers and the architects and the construction workers. We're going to miss you at all the fast food outlets on Macdonell Street. But come back. And for those people who haven't been downtown in a while, come back. It's a great, fabulous, dynamic place. And now you can find a place to park too. Thank you.
Thank you, Marty, and thanks to all of our speakers today. So now the time has finally come that we are going to officially cut the ribbon. I'd like to ask city staff and our partners to join me outside the Market Parkade, but please be cautious because Wilson Street is open to traffic right now. After the ribbon cutting, a smaller group is going to be doing an official opening of the bicycle storage facility inside the Parkade and taking some photos, and anyone is also welcome to join us for that part of the event. For members of the community who've joined us here today, thank you again for coming. We hope that you'll stay to enjoy the activities and the entertainment taking place in Market Square as well as the Farmers Market. So at this time, I'd like to invite councillors, the Newton Group, Walter Fetty Group, James Freyette Architects, and staff involved in making this project happen to come across the street and officially cut the ribbon.